Good morning, Woodstock Academy. I'm Logan Kutu.
And I'm Jamie Dean Stewart, and this is Woodstock Academy Live. Today we'll be talking about the boys and girls indoor track seasons and the gymnastics season. All three of those seasons recently got underway over the course of the holiday break. We will begin today with the girls indoor track team.
Last season featured a strong performance for the girls indoor track team with several school records and a Class M state title in the 4x4, winning over 3 seconds. The relay team of senior Julia Allard, junior Emma Whiteneck, Talia Tremblay, and Julia Coyle went back and forth among top contenders until Allard took the baton for the anchor to clinch the victory. The girls team as a whole achieved third place at the ECC Championship.
The season opener for indoor track and field this season took place at the Coast Guard Academy in New London for an Eastern Connecticut Conference developmental meet. Allard, who's headed to Quinnipiac University after this year, took home first place in the high hurdles with a time of 9.17 seconds, followed by Whiteneck finishing in third. With a time of 3 minutes 33 seconds, senior Kira Green won first place in the 1,000 meter, as well as junior Lily Morgus in the weight throw with a distance of 31 feet 6 inches. Morgus also received a second place in the shot put. Furthermore, the 4x800 relay team, consisting of junior Olivia Tracy, Green, and sophomores Nova Almquist and Bella Amlo, were together for a second place finish. All in all, the season is off to a great start. Now joining us is senior Julia Allard and coach Josh Welsh. Julia, what events do you take part in?
So I do the 55 hurdles and the 300 as my main events, and then I also do the 4x2 relay team and the 4x4 relay team.
How do you think you performed this season?
I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I definitely can improve in a few places. Like to get my time down in the 300. I started out at 43. I'd like to get below 40, and I'd like to go sub 9 in the hurdles.
Going into the blocks, what is the main thing going through your mind?
So as soon as I get in the blocks, I try to calm myself down, take a few deep breaths, and tell myself that I got to give 100%, or otherwise it's not going to be worth it. Like I have to push myself to my limit. So I just try to calm down, breathe, and get in the zone.
How do you build chemistry with your team?
We do pasta parties every once in a while, so we actually have one tonight, the night before a meet. It's a good time to bond with the team, to get to know each other better, and just like have a great time together.
As an athlete, what is your biggest motivation?
I'd say as a high school athlete, definitely getting ready to go to college and compete there. I want to do my absolute best here so that I'm as ready as I can be to compete at the Division I level.
What led you to track and field?
I have loved running ever since I was like really, really young. Like even when I did soccer, which used to be my main sport, my favorite part of it was like the running during it, what we do during practice. So when middle school started and that became an option to do track and field, I just fell in love with it immediately.
How do you balance your student life with your athlete life?
It can be a little difficult at times. Practices go till 5:30, but I just know that as soon as I go home, I have to, get my homework done and be ready to do that, not just slack off. It's hard to balance, but I can get it done.
How do you feel about competing in D1 college for track next season?
A little nervous. I'm really excited. Like it's a great opportunity, and I'm so grateful for it. Obviously, a little nervous, not really knowing what I'm getting into, but overall, I'd say very excited.
Coach Welsh, how do you motivate your athletes during challenging meets?
I think the biggest thing is to try to help with goal setting. So we try to set targets before we walk in the door so everybody kind of knows what they're on the hook for. And then just celebrating the growth that we see with everybody keeps people motivated to try to go after their best.
What qualities do you look for in an athlete?
You'd have to have a bit of an adventurous spirit. You've got to have a great work ethic. The desire to stick with it and grow. It's difficult to be competitive within your freshman year with some of these, upperclassmen. So they have to keep their eyes on 4 years out and what can I do to be the best me in that time. So you have to have a great growth mindset and some patience with yourself, but also be a bit courageous and ready to work.
What do you love most about being a coach?
Well, watching the growth of the kids. Juliet came in as a freshman. She was a phenomenal athlete, but watching her develop to be even better, to refine little bits of her form to become stronger, more powerful, and then watch what they accomplish has been really exciting.
What is one piece of advice you think would benefit all of your athletes?
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to embrace the difficult. Training for track and field is really rigorous, and there's really no off days. A lot of our kids are training year-round to reach the level that they're at, and you just have to be used to that level of effort. You're going to find some workout that challenges you to your core, and you have to be comfortable in there and willing to stick it out.
What are your goals this season?
I'd love to see our teams up in the top few in the ECC. The girls were third last year. I'd love to see third or second or first this year. I'd like to see us as top 10 teams in the state. And I'd like to see some more school records fall. We've got some on the verge of going again. And I'd love to see us break a few more and update that board.
Thank you, Coach Welsh and Juliet, for joining us today.
Next, we'll be talking to the gymnastics team. Last year, the team had an overall record of 2-6. They're looking forward to have a bounce-back season this year and are well on their way as they are off to a 4-2 start after a pair of wins over Stonington in the past 4 days, including a 134.1 to 127.35 win on Wednesday. Senior Olivia Alman placed in the all-around competition on Wednesday with a 36.85 total, and seniors Olivia Alman and Liv Garam will be joining us to talk about their season so far. Olivia, you were injured much last season. How are you feeling this season?
I mean, being injured last season was definitely really unfortunate, but this season I feel ready to go, and I'm really excited.
Are you excited about being healthy for this season, and what are your personal goals?
Yeah, like I just said, I'm really excited that I'm actually healthy this season. I haven't had a full season where I've been healthy. And my personal goals for this season are just to go out there and be confident in what I'm doing.
Are there any skills or routines you've been working on in the off-season that you plan to debut this season?
Not really. It's kind of the same things, just adding in like little upgrades here and there and trying to perfect the routines.
How do you plan to manage mental preparation for the competitions and pressure?
I really just like talking to my team, and we all like go out there and we're dancing, like can't stay still. So it's nice being able to have them to lean back on.
How do you feel about the team so far?
I think we're doing really well. I think overall everyone just needs to believe in themselves more, and yeah, I think it's going to be a really great season.
All right, now Livy, what are your goals for this season?
My goals for this season are to honestly just have fun and do the best I can at every meet.
What events are you most excited or nervous about this year?
I'm excited about vault and nervous, probably bars because it could be inconsistent sometimes.
Are there any specific areas or of conditioning or flexibility you want to improve?
The consistency of my bars.
How do you balance academics, gymnastics, and other responsibilities during the season?
As a senior, it can be pretty easy this year because my schedule is pretty laid back, and gym is a few hours after school, so I have time to regroup and get all my work done.
Talk about the season as a whole. What would you like to see the team accomplish this season?
Definitely getting to state opens, and hopefully New England's.
All right.
Finally, we'll be talking about boys indoor track. Last year, the boys indoor track team finished 5th in the ECC championship. They had 2 people qualify for states. Senior Christian Menounos led the team by breaking multiple records and qualifying for states. The team recently competed in 2 Eastern Connecticut Conference developmental meets as they prepare for the league and state championship meets in February. Now joining us is Christian Menounos, and rejoining us is boys indoor track coach Josh Welsh. Christian, what have you learned from your running career so far?
I learned that to run you have to have be really committed, consistent, and work hard. Running is extremely hard when you get to a certain level, and you just gotta be really have a good work ethic. If you don't, then you're not gonna progress. But it taught me a lot. Being running as an athlete also transfers to the academic side. Having that work ethic in the track also translates into the classroom.
What's the best part of the team this season?
The best part of the team this season is the team as a whole. Every athlete's special in their own way. They add something to the team. So having a good team culture and the bond I have with every athlete is one something that makes a team special. It makes me come to practice every day.
What's your favorite event to perform in?
My favorite event in indoor is definitely the 1,000. I have the school record in that, and I was state champion last year. So that's definitely my favorite event. I just like how it's a faster event, and it's very challenging.
What do you like most about indoor track?
What I like most about indoor track is the team. I like the team culture, and I love competing with the other teams like East Lyme and NFA, and it's very competitive in the ECC, so I just love competing at a high level.
What goals do you have for this season?
Goals I have for the season, I just want to qualify for nationals in indoor at New Balance, and I just want to compete at a very high level every time I'm on the track.
Do you plan to continue to be a competitive runner after high school?
Yeah, I plan to go to college to run. I want to compete at the next level.
Thank you, Christian. Coach Welsh, welcome back.
Thank you.
What's your favorite part of coaching indoor track?
Indoor is, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of events, but we occupy a bit of a smaller space, so I get to see a little bit more of what everybody's doing all practice versus outdoor, where we divide it up amongst coaches more and kind of spend more time on our specialties. I get to have a little more oversight in everything, so I get to work with everybody a little bit more closely.
What has the team improved on the most?
Right now, we're improving on general fitness. There's a lot that goes into being competition ready, and we're just about to hit that level. So that's been coming together, and the team dynamic has been coming together. Just more disciplined, more engaged, better efforts at practice. So glad to see that.
What should the team work to improve on for this season?
I think one of the biggest things that we're going to focus on is developing some leadership and the connectivity between different athletes and groups. It's tough where, you know, shot putters hang out with the shot putters and the sprinters hang out with the sprinters more often because they're training together, and we're really working on building that network in between all of our people and just building a good cohesive team environment.
Are you happy about how many people you have out?
I'd always want more. We have a good number this year. We're at almost 60 on the roster, which is solid. But we could always use a few more good athletes that want to come out and try the sport and check things out.
How's the team doing so far, and what do you look forward to the most this season?
There's a couple things that are the most fun this season. The pentathlon that we go to at Bethel is really exciting. Multi-events for some of those kids is just a lot of fun to work with. And states, New England's, nationals, all that stuff, we should see kids there. And those meets are just incredible to be a part of and to watch our kids compete at the highest level. So that always makes it a lot of fun.
Thank you again, Coach Welsh.
Thank you.
Now a review of how our teams have been doing. The Woodstock Academy girls basketball team, led by Coach Bo Fleeton, is off to a very good start with 7 wins in its first 7 games, including a 51-46 win over New London on Tuesday and a win over Plainfield 55-30 last night. Kaylee Saucer scored 17 points and Isabella Davila Beauchain added 15. The girls host to Fitch tomorrow at noon. The game will be broadcast on Woodstock Academy Live. The girls hockey team has had a decent start to the season with a 4-4 overall record after a 4-2 loss to Fairfield Ludlow on Wednesday. Ellery Sampson leads the team in scoring with 2 goals and 8 assists. The Centaurs are back on the ice tonight at Massac at 5:15 p.m.
The boys hockey team is looking to get back into the win column tomorrow when they travel to Wethersfield for a 6 p.m. game. Jaden Fuller leads the team with 4 goals and 3 assists. The boys basketball team looks for its first win of the season tonight when it plays at Plainfield at 7 p.m. The wrestling team had a showdown with Putnam on Wednesday, but fell short 45-36. Aiden Angel, Cameron Robita, and Gunnar Bassick had pins for the Centaurs. That wraps up today's final season preview broadcast. I'm Jamie Dean Stewart.
And I'm Logan Kutu. Stay tuned next week when the sports communication class does its final broadcast of the semester. Have a good day.